Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Stock Anime Robin. In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing the SH Monsterarts Godzilla from Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, which is the MonsterVerse movie released in the year 2024, and this set is manufactured by Bandai Tamashii Nation. Let's take a look at the details shown on the box. So before we take the figure out, so on the front cover we have like a side view of the figure itself. And we have a see-through on the top, and on the one other side of the box here, again we have a view of the figure. So even if you don't open the figure, this picture alone give you a good idea on how the figure itself would look like. And the transparency see-through for the figure is on the back, and as you can see, we have the main Godzilla himself, and his eyes is painted in metallic blue, and so is his dorsal fangs on the back. And here these three pictures can show that, like all SH Monsterarts, this figure has a very good articulation that will allow you to get the figures to put on all kinds of poses. And apparently the Godzilla signature atomic breath or heat ray blast effect part is included in this set. And one more thing I want to show everyone before opening this set is to compare this one with another Monsterarts set. Here we have the previous Monsterverse Monsterarts of Godzilla released from the Godzilla vs. Kong movie from the years 2021. And as you can see here, these two sets looks very similar, if not totally identical, with apparently the difference for being probably the paint jobs. In this one, the Godzilla's dorsal fang and teeth are also colored in metallic blue, although a little lighter. And obviously this one does not contain the atomic breath effect part, so which means you would have probably think twice of getting this one if you already collected this. And because again, the only difference, although significant, would be getting this atomic breath effect. So you again think carefully if this part is worth it. Let's open up this set. Actually have to open from the top here. So we have the set still enclosed in this plastic case here, and inside the box have the instruction manual. Well, whoever did pack this set did a good job to make sure the manual won't just slide off. Yeah, actually, no, the instruction manual is not on the printed sheet. It's like printed inside the box here. Let me open this up from underneath so maybe we can get a better view here. There we go. So looks like we have a total 2 pair of hands for this Godzilla figure here, and you can change its jaws in order to put on the atomic breath effect part. That's the only instruction they have for this set. Now let's get the figure off of the case now. Here we go. We have the main Godzilla figure here, and since it has its tail, it can be balanced out very nicely without having to really make any adjustment to the legs. Now let's check out the articulation of this figure. Let's first test out the head here. So the Godzilla figure here can look left and right, no problem, and even upwards. So you can easily put on the rolling upward kind of pose. And back here, there's like multiple joints along the tail. The tail is possibly the most articulated part of this figure, like all monster arts of Godzilla. And the default hands here is like put on very like a clawing attack pose. So with it, as you can see, the arms are pretty also very articulated. You can use these pair of hands and put on all kinds of striking pose. the articulation on the legs here, and also allow it to put on stamping pose. Even the tail alone provided all the necessary support to balance the figure, but since the feet also got all these joints of articulation, it should be able to be set, stabilize for all kinds of attacking pose. Yeah, it's hard to set balance, but this is like the pose of round charging toward an enemy to attack. Yeah. If you have a compatible support stand that you can set up at the base of tail here, you can hold this pose, so it'll be like is running, charging toward your enemy. Finally, so and here he can open his jaws, although not very wide, like maybe a little over 45 degrees. And this figure's eyes, it looks like solid blue. This is a lot like in the movie when Godzilla is supercharged with energy and his eyes turns all glowing blue. Now let's check out how the figure can work with the other interchangeable parts. Here we have the alternate pair of hands for this set. Here we go. And this pair of hands are a little slightly non-offensive look, but instead of like the claws have all clenched up ready for attack, it's like having the fingers straightened. So with these pair of hands, it's more fitting for non-offensive kind of pose. Like this, just simply straighten the body kind of pose. Have the tail down and put arm down kind of pose. Like getting ready to leave the battlefield, that kind of relaxed pose. so can set up this. So again, it's a little more like a relaxed kind of look for Godzilla. And now let's put on the effect parts for the atomic breath. And as you saw earlier from the instruction manual, this is the alternate lower jaw to utilize the atomic breath effect. Well, this is like the flame effect parts that is manifestation of the atomic breath. Now, before changing the jar part, allow me to show everyone again. So it's only when I was attempting to remove the lower jar, I realized the jar can, or the mouth can open much wider than I originally saw. So this Godzilla looks more imposing this way. And now, to get the jaw off, it can be kind of tricky. You kind of have to shake it loose. Here we go. And now we attach this lower jaw. Even if we don't put the flame part on, it still looks like the atomic breath is coming out of Godzilla's mouth. Now let's put the flame on. Oops. So yeah, it looks like you have to try to stabilize it. Yeah. So it looks like one little issue here is that you can't really have this figure look all the way straight up. If you could, maybe we could make the pose of shooting the atomic breath 90-degree upward, but since can't really do that, this is probably the best we can do. And here we have the Godzilla firing the atomic breath in a charging pose. This covers all the basic features of this set, and like all Monsterarts, this Godzilla figure has a very nice articulation, and which allows it to put on all various kind of poses. And I believe one of the best feature in this figure is the claws of Godzilla here. Look, it allows it to look really imposing, and even though it's not really razor sharp, it's still pointy and intimidating enough so you can put on a very ferocious kind of beastly look for this figure. And the blue dorsal fang is painted nicely, that with proper lighting it reflects and makes it look like Godzilla's dorsal fangs really glowing and charging with energy, which further helps to make it look even more imposing. Although this fearsome look is also a little weakness in this figure because, well, not so much weakness as it could be a dangerous feature for the owner because with these fangs pretty so nicely crafted, it's all kind of pointy here. Well, again, they may not be razor sharp, but if whenever you handle this figure, if you press your finger against it too hard, wow, it's like putting your hands on the roses that's full of thorns. So it's not nice to be pricked. And kind of common weakness in most Godzilla monster arts is that, fortunately, due to their size still kind of relatively small, so the fangs of Godzilla is not so, kind of not exactly a masterpiece, so none of it looks sharp, so that kind of downgrade Godzilla's beastly look here. Despite this downside, this figure is still very nicely crafted overall, so and it should be considered to be added to collection of all Godzilla fans. One last problem I want to address is that the atomic breath effect part, and again, it is very nice touch, and although I would argue this part may look more like some kind of ice breath blast instead of atomic breath, so but it still does have some kind of flame-like feature. Still, it's kind of hard to distinguish between the freezing look or actual flaming look. But the big problem, however, is the way it's designed, that the set does not come with a support part for this breath effects, which can cause a problem that when you set it onto the Godzilla's mouth, it could keep falling down and causing the Godzilla's balance to keep getting directed whenever you try to put on the atomic breath blasting pose. So if you want to get this figure, you may have to consider getting a form of compatible display stand that can help hold the atomic breath effect here. And lastly, as mentioned earlier, this set is in a way a kind of redesign of the monster arts of Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong, and with the only difference being it's added the atomic breath effect, and looks like there's another difference here. So apparently, in the set from Godzilla vs. Kong, the set was more emulating the Godzilla going energy part, so the jar is painted blue. You can probably see the transparency here. So and in another difference, the set looks like the dorsal fin is colored slightly lighter. So this one has like more slightly darker blue. So if you like this coloring over this one, this is probably a better choice to collect. And in this one, again, it doesn't have the jars turning blue kind of feature, so I suppose whether this will make this set more appealing is entirely up to the collector. So if you already collected the Monsterverse Godzilla from the SH Monster Arts line that's released previous to this one, you might want to think hard, because again, in general, they're structurally identical, with the main difference being the way the, the dorsal fin is painted. So it look, in my opinion, this color probably portrays the glow from the movies better than any other color. If this is enough for you to try to collect this figure, it's probably best for you. So, and overall, this is definitely a good monster figure to collect if you want to have an articulated monster figure to put on various kind of poses for display. This wraps up my review for this set. Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe to my channel. And if you please check out other videos from my channel. And if you have any question, please post them in the comment section. I will answer with the best of my knowledge and ability.